Hi, I'm Josh from Abt, and this is the iPhone 6 series. Just released, we've got the iPhone 6 4.7, and the iPhone 6 Plus, they call it, has the 5.5-inch screen. Both phones are what you want. If you have an iOS device, an iPhone 4, iPhone 4S, 5, 5C, or if you're a 5S user, you want an iPhone 6, and I'll tell you why. Primarily, these screens are bigger, and we all wanted these bigger screens for so long. People are drooling over the 5.5, and then the 4.7 itself is already bigger than the iPhone 5. Check it out. I've got the old iPhone 5 here in my pocket, so you'll notice that there's a pretty big difference here in the screen size in that 0.7. It's also really slim. These are Apple's largest iPhones they've ever made, but they are the slimmest iPhones they've ever made. They feel great in the pocket. Even the 5.5 slides right in. So, but that's not the only reason. I would say really, and this maybe is the nerd in me, but the A8 processor is 25% faster than the previous generation, 50% better graphics, and that's going to make a huge impact on a wave of new iOS 8 apps that are going to be designed to make use of that. Some cool games are going to come out. Apple's integrated a whole bunch of new technology for gaming, and that A8 processor is going to drive it. It also drives things like your camera. It's going to be a super fast camera with some new additions. It has focus pixels. And what that means is that when you go to take your picture, its ability to focus, it sees more detail instantly, and your focus is just super fast. But optical image stabilizer is going to make you want that 5.5-inch. And an optical image stabilizer, if you're a camera person, you know that's a lot better than any digital system. So that's the edge that the 5.5 has. Besides the bigger screen, it also has a huge battery. Even the 4.7 is 40% better talk time than your previous 5S. It's a huge difference, and that's why a lot of people are going to jump on board with the 4.7. But this is double that. The battery life on the 5.7 is fantastic, even though it's a bigger screen. A lot of that we thank that Apple A8 processor for being smaller and using less energy. Otherwise, we've got some other updates here. The front camera, big difference on the front camera. 84% more light is going to get in there because Apple has a larger aperture built into that front FaceTime camera. So if you're FaceTiming someone, Skyping someone, or if you're taking selfies, you can make use of that better camera or use the new features like burst mode. 10 pictures real fast, pick the one you want, that's your favorite. Or set a timer. Finally, we got a timer here we can work with. So those are a couple of the updates on the camera. And then that processor, the A8, has a friend, the M8 coprocessor. That processor is really going to draw away some of the burden of taking into account the accelerometer sensor. You've got there's the compass sensor and a gyroscope sensor that the previous generation have, but there's a new barometer. It senses air pressure. You're walking upstairs, it knows you're walking upstairs, and all that information is going to be gobbled up right into the health app. So it's kind of like you're walking around wearing a Fitbit, but you just have a phone in your pocket. And the M8 processor is going to make that happen without burdening your A8 and draining your battery faster. So that extra processing element has been upgraded too. So a couple big upgrades there. You've got the camera upgrades. The power button is no longer on top of your iPhone. They moved it to the side of your iPhone, which is a little more convenient. And I just got to show you one thing here. This iPhone 6 Plus, if I double tap the home button gently, it activates a feature where it drops the screen down so that if I'm holding it with one hand and I just can't reach the Messages app, I could just double tap the bottom and now I could tap my Message app and load that. So that feature, accessibility, will pull down and give you that ability on both phones. So that's an option you'll have to better control your new iPhone 6. And outside of that, there's a lot more upgrades going on inside these devices, but that's kind of scratching the surface. It's going to be the biggest upgrade ever because all those iPhone 4 through 5S's are going to want it. And Abt is AT&T exclusive. We've got AT&T pre-orders going crazy. People are walking in. And if you want more information, you can check us out at abt.com. And while you're there, be sure to like, comment, or subscribe to our YouTube video.